Islam. The great meeting is on. Allah, through His infinite mercy, has not only allowed us to wake up this morning and to carry on with our daily activities, but He has also provided us with an opportunity for success, for grand success. He has also provided us with a prophet to help guide us, to help show us the way of the true and divine way of Islam, because the prophet came to teach and bring the true and divine creed of Islam. We give all praise to Allah because Allah is due praise. I didn't wake you up this morning. I didn't create the sun, moon, and the stars, the ocean, and all these beautiful things that we must depend upon on this earth plane. So we look to the one who did create. We look to the one who is sustaining us, Islam, who is protecting us, and who is definitely guiding us by night and by day. Through His holy prophet, Drew Ali. Islam. Everything has to come through the noble prophet, Drew Ali. And we should be glad that it's set up in such a way, Islam. So we don't have to depend on anything else that will fall short of our salvation. Give honor to everything that pertains to Islam, the oilty and compound that the prophet brought to heal the nation. Give honor to our literature, the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, divinely prepared by the noble prophet Drew Ali, by the guiding of his father, God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his father, God Allah. Give honor to the prophet's questionnaire. That is one of the most profound pamphlets that I've ever came across. That has 101 questions, including 101 answers. And they're all dealing with things of great importance. Islam. From who made you to things dealing with 1453, things dealing with the teachings of the higher Lord self, reiterating the power of truth, asking us, can truth change? No. Can truth change or pass away? No. Islam. It's a powerful pamphlet for our day and time to be what we know. And it's the right information that the prophet wanted us all to have. Islam. Give honor to the prophet's constitution, because this keeps us together. This keeps me in order. This keeps you in order. Islam. The prophet is standing in between the two pillars of the law, because the prophet is the law and the law must live. Islam. The prophet was the first Moorish American. And by him being the first Moorish American, that should all let us know that we shouldn't rely on our own understanding. Islam. Because one brother asked me that before, and I really thought to myself, I say, is he really going to rely on my own understanding? Why not just go straight to the source where the prophet, you can get it free of charge, Islam? And that's what I like about the prophet and his teachings. Because, let's say, if you were out in the world, like a lot of our brothers and sisters are, and now looking for the prophet, his temple. And unfortunately, sometimes a lot of people just don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Moorish Science of America and the prophet Noble Drew Ali, unfortunately. But what I said to a brother the other night, I said, just take for example, if I'm telling you about this and I didn't know what I was talking about. If the prophet is a true and divine prophet, he agreed, Islam. So with him being a true and divine prophet, wouldn't there already be something in place where you can just go straight to the source and drink from the fountain of life like everyone else does, Islam?
That's right.
Wouldn't it be something in place where you can be guided against all odds? where you could know or have the chance to find out what the prophet requires out of each and every one of us. Islam. And it is something in place. The prophet has left us with the Quran, the Constitution, and the questionnaire. Those three pieces of literature. I'm glad I had the chance to learn that makes up the Circle 7. Islam. Because when I first joined, it wasn't due to any ulterior motive, but a lack of understanding. I was referring to the Prophet's Quran as the Circle 7. And the sister always kindly corrected me. Islam. And I'm looking at her today, and I thank you, Sister Diane O'Neill, Islam. Because that represents precedence and it represents order, Islam. And that's what we need. And that's what we must have. Give honor to women in general, because the Prophet said that we need to have a more and better, deeper appreciation for womanhood, Islam. Also, when you look at the Prophet's questionnaire, you see him holding a woman, which represents humanity, Islam. That's right. The woman is also representative as our first teacher, our mother, or a nurturer. And because Allah has divinely prepared the woman to assist man through his toils and hard ways of life, I give her honor, Islam. Because the Prophet is letting us all know that she is not merely to gratify man's loose desire, but to assist them in the toils of life. Islam. Giving honor to the Supreme Grand Council, which is very much of a great importance for us today as a nation, as a religious corporation. Islam. Because the Supreme Grand Council represents unity for you and I, and all the Moors all across the United States of America. Islam. Because these are the 7 men or women that are tried and true and agreed to by you and I and put in place to carry on the Prophet's affairs and to represent the Prophet's organization the way he intended for it to do. Islam. Give honor to the Supreme Grand Sheikh Chairman, Brother E. Braswell Bay, who chairs the meetings on the Supreme Grand Council, who we also look at not only as a Supreme Grand Sheikh Chairman, but some of us look at him as a father figure. And some of us may look at him from a different aspect as well. But give an honor to the brother, right, for not only his office, but for his character that goes along with the office. Islam. I'm going to read something for the Quran. We have a speaker. I'm going to read from page 13. Slide, brother, please. The divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 7, the friendship of Jesus and Lamont. Lamont asks, "Great, what is faith?" And this is Lamont talking to Jesus. And Jesus said, "Faith is the surety of the omnipotence of Allah and man. Right. The certainty that man will reach the ethic life. Salvation is a ladder reaching from the heart of men to the heart of Allah. It has 3 steps. Belief is first, and this is what man thinks perhaps is true. And faith is next, and this is what man knows is true. Fruition is last, and this is man himself the truth. Belief is lost in faith, and in fruition, faith is lost. And man is saved when he has reached the epic life, when he and Allah are one. Islam? I wanted to read that to not only share with you all, but myself, but to set the tone of the meeting this afternoon. Islam? Without further ado, we want to call up a brother from Temple Number 1, Brother R. Whitehill. Islam?
Islam.
To the one who is supreme, most wise and beneficent, and to him alone belong worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. O reverence the majesty of the omnipotence, and tempt not his anger, lest thou be destroyed. I rise giving all praise to Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I'm grateful to Allah for giving me the opportunity to stand here on this podium and speak the prophet's word. Man, it just feels so good to be in the temple on a Sunday. I have a responsibility of taking care of my mother, and that has kept me from being here on Sunday. But as creative fate would have it, she didn't go to church today. So, you know what I said? I'm going to the temple. That's right. I give honor to Prophet Noble Ali for his excellent work in leaving us his legacy. Speak to the people, bro. And leaving us the opportunity to carry on his work and be guided by him and by Allah. That's right. For without Noble Ali and his teachings, we would be nothing. No. So I'm grateful for his benefit on my life and where it has brought me until the present moment. And knowing that he is still working with me and all of us and getting us back to the highest plane of spirit life. I give honor to the American flag, to the Moorish flag. Combined making us Moorish Americans. 5 divine principles on our Moorish flag standing for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which the prophet says must be proclaimed and practiced. You know, there's always a saying, practice makes perfect. And realizing that the application of these principles in action brings us nearer to perfection. I give honor to the first Supreme Grand Sheikh and Chairman, Brother E. Hill, and I am thankful to Allah and I honor him for his discipline and his diligence and not straying away from what the Prophet instructed him to do. The Prophet conversed with him in these words: you do what I tell you to do. And that's kind of like a father would speak to his son. Do what I tell you to do. And I want to be in that example of one of those who follow the Prophet and do exactly what he tells me to do. No matter who it's coming from, as long as it's what the Prophet wants done. And I'm grateful to be in the midst of elders who have sacrificed and labored for this movement. That's right. You know, I used to be real aggressive towards these unauthorized factions. And I thought about it one day. Like, these bodies don't even have elders. They don't have anyone to guide them and counsel them based on experience of more science, based on experience of carrying this movement forward. And I know, based on what the Prophet said, Allah guides the destiny of this movement. That's right. So I try to focus my attention on the Prophet and his movement, and not worry about all of those who try to put themselves in positions of power. Speak to the people. Because power is something that's craved for by those who are caught up in illusion. As Islam. I give honor to our present Supreme Grand Sheikh and Chairman, Brother Braswell Bay, who, like the Brother Chisholm Mills said, is our father. Our biological father has gone up in the Eagles. And the example that Braswell Bay has displayed, not only in Moorish science, but as a man, and what a man represents, and how you're supposed to carry yourself based on morals, principles, dignity, and integrity, even down to the way you dress. You know, he would tell us more, that's not Moorish attire. This is the way you should do this. This is the way you should do that. And he sets an example for us to follow based on his love and adoration for the Prophet. So I'm grateful to Allah for Braswell Bay and his diligence in doing exactly what the Prophet wants done. It takes a lot of work to push this movement forward. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline, sacrifice. And I pray, inshallah, that I am able to increase in my diligence, in my discipline, so that I can play my part in moving in the direction that the Prophet wants this movement to go. Islam. Give honor to the Supreme Grand Council, to everything pertaining to Islamism. That's right. And I give honor to each and every one of you, sheikhs, sheikesses, members, and children. Islam. I just want to go to page 7, verse 28, where it says, and man again will be at one with Allah. I was meditating on lessons, and I came to a realization, which was a powerful demonstration, that as Moorish Americans, we don't even think our own thoughts. I mean, we think our own thoughts, we have the power to choose, but these are the words of the Prophet. These are the thoughts of the Prophet.
Amen. That's what I'm talking.
So when we are going about in our daily lives applying more science, we are applying the Prophet's thoughts. These are divine instructions. And these are his, we don't even, you understand, we don't have our own thought process as Moorish Americans. He has given us a way of thinking. He has given us a way of life. Directly from our ancient father. From Allah, through our ancient father, by his prophet. This everlasting gospel is something that he has given to us to give us a whole new thought process. I know that cords are bound, I mean, every living thing is bound by cords to every other living thing. And I was thinking about that very verse that Brother Chisholm Mills shared with us just a few minutes ago. And then the verse before that talks about wisdom. It says that it is the consciousness that man is off, that Allah in this thought process with us in our everyday lives. But it's a certainty that has to come with that. Now, Mimi said, the prophet said to him that he would try us to the utmost of our endurance. Which means that it's one thing to have the thought process when everything is going good. It's one thing to say, yes, I'm a Moorish American, or I am this, or I am that, I am a sheik, or those type of things when things are going good. But until you are tested, until your endurance is tested, until you are put in a situation, you have to be able to prove exactly that which you say you are. I know Braswell Bay has been through many trials for more science, for the Prophet, for the movement. You know, it was almost, I was almost in tears when Braswell Bay was explaining to us what Sister Pat said when she was in our. She said, make sure you tell the Moors. I said, it's fine. Even in a situation like that, her mind is on the movement. Her mind is on not the individual, but the nation. She's concerned with the nation. So the thorny ways of life and the trials and tribulations that we go through is what must be done for our redemption. But he said our victory is sure. So as Moorish Americans, we have to have a testimony. We have to have experiences, because how can we help and share our great prophet with the people if we can't show them what he has done for our lives?
That's right.
How he has brought us out of these situations. This is why he gives us these laws. This is why he gives us these teachings. Because we are what the prophet says we are. Right? We are not the teachers that we have accepted. The prophet says that we are Moorish Americans, and this is how we are to be recognized by proclaiming our nationality. Not what we believe we are, but what we know we are. Because belief is probability. So when you come through situations, and you use the prophet's teachings and his laws, and he brings you through victorious, then you know that the victory is sure. You know what it is to be a Moorish American. That is our identity. Your identification is based on how you live. The message that you bring is based on what you have gone through. Every time I share Moorish science, or I share the prophet's message with somebody, I see the light that comes on based on my example. And I want to be a better example, of course. But I can share with them what I have come through.
Communicate.
I can come to them and say, I know this works. I know I'm a Moorish American. Just like your nationality card. It says this is, and the prophet says you carry this with you everywhere you go. It says this is your nationality and identification card. Without this, we have no identity.
That's right.
Theoretically, we don't exist without the prophet Noble Ali. We had no identity before he gave us our nationality.
That's right.
So when we become fortified in this doctrine, we can carry this doctrine and say, look, I know what I've come out of. I know what I have been through. When I go, I'm not afraid to go out here anywhere in this world, anywhere on this manifest, by myself or otherwise, because I know that the prophet and Allah is giving me divine protection.
Yes.
I get into a situation, I'm not worried about it, because I know the prophet went to jail. He took beat down. Even Jesus was crucified, had nails put in his hands and his feet.
Persecuted our prophet.
And we make little excuses about not being able to pay our bills. And I can't come to my meeting because I'm not feeling well. Or I gotta do something. I really don't like to tell the Grand Sheik that I can't do something. Because I know if I'm telling the Grand Sheik no, ultimately I'm telling the prophet. Because the Grand Sheik is not going to ask me to do something for him. He's going to ask me to do something for the nation, for the prophet. And in order for us to get to the next level, we have to be willing to make sacrifices. Financially, morally, spiritually, socially, we have to be willing to make sacrifices. And I know our elders have made sacrifices. And we have to ask ourselves, what sacrifices are we willing to make to be one with Allah? What are we willing to go through to be one with Allah? We should welcome hardship. We should welcome struggle, trials, and tribulations. And we should say, Alhamdulillah. And know that we're going to come out of it, but be ready to go through it. Because the prophet said he's going to test you to the utmost of your endurance.
Yes.
If you haven't even gone through something, you don't think you've gone through anything, you're saying you represent the prophet, just wait. Because I know I've gone through some things, and I know some more challenges that I'm going to face for the prophet Noble Ali.
Islam.
And we have to be willing to not drop the ball. Grand Sheik said, we got to step up. Because we can't just sit back and let the elders push the movement forward without us giving everything that we got. To make sure it's going to go forward. We are the young people, the young Moors, and those of us who have the strength and the brawn, we have to be willing to step up. But when we step up, the prophet knows we're stepping up. He's going to send it at us.
That's right.
Because he don't want no fly-by-night Moors.
Yeah.
I can remember 9 years ago, I told the Grand Sheik, I said, Mo, I found my home, and I'm staying. He said, you know what, Mo? I done heard hundreds and thousands say that to me.
Yes, he has.
He said, don't tell me, show the prophet. So it's about showing and proving. It's not about our position. It's not about who's a sheik and who's not, who's in this position, who's not in this position. Because the Grand Sheik always said that I will outwork every one of them. And that comes because of his love for the prophet. And as you increase in your love, your adoration for the prophet, you will realize there's nothing else. I asked myself, I said, what will I choose between the prophet and my ambitions, and my goals, and my aspirations personally? And I choose the prophet. You know why? Because without the prophet, we don't have anything else. There's nothing else. Our money, our acquisitions, our homes, our bank accounts, positions in your workplace, that's all fine and dandy. But without your nation, we're nothing. We have no recognition without Noble Drew Ali and the nation of Moorish America. The Moorish Sand Symbols of America is all we got. It's all the people got. And the conditions that we see our people in, they need the prophet. And so for us to be solid in this doctrine and be the message we bring, we have to increase our faithfulness. We have to lock in, like you say, your heart has to be fixed. Your mind has to be fixed on this consciousness. You constantly have to be about the prophet's business.
Yes.
Again, I'm grateful to be here in the temple on a Sunday, and I feel wonderful being around my Moorish family, and I just had that on my heart, and I just wanted to share that, and we have to be able to encourage each other and push each other forward in trying to do exactly what the prophet wants us to do.
Islam.
Well said.
Oh, the joy that came to me when I knew that I was free. Oh, when the prophet found me, put his arms around me. Oh, the joy that came to me. Islam. I want to thank Brother Rodney right here for coming up to share his testimony with the Moors here and the people that's watching all over the world. Islam. Islam. The prophet is saying, the brother is reiterating what the prophet is saying. The prophet said he needs strong men and women to uplift the nation and take their place in the affairs of men. Islam. And he said, if the Europeans are helping you, why not you? And this is part of what I heard the brother saying to the people, because the movement, whether they know it or not, is all they have. It's really all they have. You did a very good explanation of letting the people know that this is all they have. Islam. Without further ado, we would like to call up our Supreme Grand Sheik and Chairman, our spiritual father and our friend, Brother E. Braswell Bay. Islam.
We're authorized to issue charters, we're authorized to hold meetings, we're authorized to give our people their birthrights back. The prophet authorized us to do that. Here's an example of your birthrights, your nationality and identification. We're authorized to do that. That's what our people want, that's what they need, that's what they got to have, and that's what we're going to give them.
Yes, sir.
We're going to give it to them because they need it. We're not going to play with our people. We're not going to tell them to sacrifice their money when they got to take care of their family. We're not going to tell our people, instead of feeding your family, you bring all your money here and put it in the collection plate. We're not going to do that because the prophet didn't do it. We're not going to tell our people that if you give the Grand Sheik $100 to $200, you can get your papers straight. Your papers only cost $1.35. Bam! Here it is right here.
That's
And all of a sudden, you got somebody new on the rise telling you, well, you need your papers. And your papers, probably gonna run you about $1,500. You know something wrong when someone gets to rubbing their hands like that. Get to bouncing up and down. Almost sound like Galo in the movie, huh? I can't remember that movie. Hey, I like to get nice. Remember that? Jungle Fever? Character Gator. Yeah, Gator was all up on him. Yeah, he be slamming. All he was about was trickery. Unfortunately, you got people out there, that's all they're about.
Right.
See if we can get over on our people.
Ain't no good.
Yeah.
Them
I
tricks.
won't work. I don't need to work when I'm big. It don't go that way. Giving honor to all the true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. Giving honor to the flag of the United States of America. The misunderstanding is that some of us want to take the Moorish side of America to Afrocentric type demonstration. Oh, Black Power, baby. No, it don't go that way. Some of us want to look at it. Well, that flag ain't never done nothing for me. I don't believe that. It's not the flag. This is a symbol of democratic organization, of one nation under God, comprised of all free national citizens who stand for a free national government. That's what this represents.
Right.
And Bessie Ross didn't make it. There's too many symbols in here that talk about you as a Moor. To relate this to Bessie Ross. Is she the one who started the Ross stores all around? Got hip to the Ross stores, they're everywhere popping up. Ross means sugar. I need to be Ross. Giving honor to the Moorish flag. The red flag with the 5-pointed green star in the center. It's the oldest flag on earth. Do your research. You know, a Moorish American Muslim is one who reads, asks good questions like these young boys was asking earlier today in Sunday school. And the young sister, there she is right yonder there. She's so shy. Asking those kind of questions. You know, when you ask questions like that, that means you're thinking.
That's right.
And you know, when you get the answer to those questions, you have what is called information. And you know, when you have more information, you can make what?
Better decisions.
Better decisions. Better decisions. If you try to make a decision and you don't have adequate information, you are going to lose something that you shouldn't have to lose. So be a scientist, a more scientist. Ask questions, study, and get that information. Don't wait like a little bird in the nest. You know how birds in the nest, they had their mouth open like this? Because they know their mom and daddy are going to come and drop a worm down there. You got to get to a point where you just go get your own worm. You don't wait for mom and dad to drop that worm. No. I give honor to the Moorish American Muslims, who I know, the ones I don't know, I believe, gave their money and life and dedication to this prophet. Give honor to them in their memory. One in particular, Sister Menzies, thinking about her for 2 days. The reason why I've been thinking about Sister Menzies, you know, some of these Moors that you come across in life, whether they're here or not, sometimes they can say things that when something come in your life, you kind of reflect on what they said that made sense. Islam? One thing she used to always say that I've been using for 2 days that makes sense, she used to always say, don't sweat the small stuff. See, this microphone is on, but if it was on, y'all would have heard that. Thunder. Don't sweat the small stuff. Remember Diane used to say that? Don't, Patty, remember? Ray, you remember? Oh no, he doesn't. Don't sweat the small stuff. What did she say? Because there's some stuff in the neighborhood, and I keep thinking, how am I going to address this? Paris is tip of the day. Levity. You gotta always have levity. Anybody know what levity means?
Yes.
Means you got to be joyful. Probably say make the science of happiness with what? Yeah. I've been thinking about him lately. I give honor to our ancient ancestors, the ancient Moorites, the holy city of Mecca. I give honor to each and every one of you. I greet you again in Islam.
Islam.
It's wonderful to be here. Have you ever heard anyone express this type of feeling to you in your life? And this is what they say. I've changed my life. I want all of you to know this afternoon, boy, that I did it. Then some people say, you've been called. Oh yeah. I've been called by God. I got no plan. And then you hear people say, oh really? Tell us about your call. Then they get to tell about their call. Well, guess what information I'm going to share with you all this afternoon? You, and you, 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 and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. All of you, including me, been called. We've been called. Yeah. And since we've been called, we're responsible for that call.
That's right. That's right.
We've been called. If you wasn't called, you wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Oh, we've been called. We've heard the calling. And guess who called us? Allah. And Allah say, I'm going to put my voice in you, and you call in my name. And he put his voice in Binya. Prophet Noble Ali.
Islam.
And he called all of us. And he said in his calling, come, all ye Asiatics. Now, he said that, right? I didn't say that. That's a calling. That's what you call the calling. You know, let me just read this calling. You got to make that kind of face when you put emphasis on that. Let me read this kind of calling.
That's right.
That's a sincere face. And we make a lot of faces of people, don't we? For all different reasons. Some faces go, oh. Some faces go, yeah!
That's right.
But your face expresses what you really feel in your heart. He says, come all ye Asiatics of America, and hear the truth about your nationality and birthrights. Because you are not Negroes. Learn of your forefathers' ancient and divine creed, that you will learn to love instead of hate. Now all of us heard that calling. We all been called because we heard that. We heard the calling because we wanted to hear the truth about what?
Our nationality.
Our nationality birthright. Why not? I want to know.
That's right.
So you call me to hear this, I'm coming. We also wanted to know that we were not Negroes. Because many of us were calling ourselves Negroes and was always looking at our needs to see how far they were going to grow. Pastor. But seriously, we all wanted to, I know I wanted to know, because all my life I kept saying to myself, I know I ain't black, I gotta be something. I just don't know what it is, I gotta be something other than that. I mean, it just don't make no sense. Because last week I was colored. Before that I was black, and I keep jacking, something's wrong here. I used to look in the mirror and say, who are you then, man? What's up with you? Then I'd be looking so long. Oh, I'm tired of looking. I'm about to go crazy trying to find out what I'm really all about. Until I heard the call. So each and every one of us could rightfully and truthfully say that we have been called. No jokes. And when we share this experience with others, and they asked us, you tell us about how you've been called. And then we get to share, well, you know, have you ever thought about nationality and birthrights? Have you ever thought about that you may not be who you've been calling yourself all this time? You may not be Negro, black, and colored, that you actually may be something else, and it can be proven through historical facts, through psychology, through genealogy. This can be proven. My daughter Fatima, who is Birthrights, 26 years old, had my wife to mail a little small box a few days ago. She said, Mom, and when you go to work, put this in the mailbox. And I didn't think nothing of it. So it was 2 days later, she says, Daddy, you know what was in that small box that I told the mother of the mail? I said, no. I said, I remember seeing it. I said, well, what's up with that? She said, I swabbed my mouth and thin in a piece of hair so they can trace my genealogy. I said, you already know. She said, yeah, I'm just going to use it to spank somebody at work. I said, you know what's going to come up? She said, I know. But these people, she's a pharmacy tech. She said, these people are so scientific. That's how I'm going to get them. And when it come back, I said, as long as it come back and don't say that you're related to Dick Cheney. No, seriously, Barack Obama did that, didn't he? And it showed he was connected with Dick Cheney. Not that Dick Cheney's a horrible man, but we won't get into that. I don't want to say anything that brings me close to violating Act 4. Yes, sir. If I've said it, I apologize to you. I'm only trying to make a valid point. That's all my demonstration is. That you will learn to love instead of hate. Who are you going to love first? Self. Yourself. Love yourself just the way Allah Almighty made you. You ain't got to go get no cosmetic surgery. You know, I used to be teased a lot. I told y'all many times about my jibs. Because they didn't have anything else to talk to me about except for my lips. Big lip, monkey lip, swollen lip, baboon lip. My dad used to call me that, my whole family. Liver lip. Yeah. So when I took my school pictures down, you know, like that. I didn't want to show the HBL. Me and Fatima called it the hanging bottom lip. I didn't want to show it. But I realized through the teachings of the Prophet Noble that my physical appearance is how Allah made me. I love my liver lips. They're mine. Even if I say a word you don't understand because the lips get in the way, I'll write it down for you. I'll scare you for you. My short torso, my eyes, my height. Well, maybe it is. I'll share it with you many times. I would love to be 6'9". 6'9". Yeah. Always wanted to be 6'9". Or maybe 6'6" like Moorish here. How are you? 6'6"? How tall are you, Mo? 6'2". 6'2", yeah. That ain't bad. Look what I got on, y'all. Trying to help me. Yeah, look at that. I got serious heel on head on it. Allah made us. You know, unfortunately, throughout time, since the time of slavery, we have been brainwashed that we are ugly, And if our hair was nappy, that was ugly. And then when our women combed our daughter's hair, they would say, "Oh, you nappy-headed such and such." And they would actually torture them by combing their hair with no grease. And the children would say, they would cry and say, and the people say, "Oh, you tender-headed?" "Yeah." Well, quite naturally. You combing her hair with a comb with no grease or nothing in there, and you pulling it as if you punishing her. And psychologically, you making her think that nappy hair is ugly and you dark and all that. It just didn't add up. We were told in so many ways psychologically that our physical appearance was ugly. Allah Almighty tells us that our physical appearance is beautiful. And we love just the way we are made. Islam? And you can't tell us how to rate beauty or how to judge it. To us, our beautiful woman is not so much her outward show, even though she don't need makeup. You know, a lot of our women don't use makeup. They just wash their face with water and get that nice complexion. But we have, through the teachings of the Prophet Noble, we have defined what is beautiful to us. And above beyond her physical appearance is her personality. Islam?
Yes.
Remember that old song by Lloyd Price? Personality walk, personality talk, personality smile, personality walk. Plus you got a great big smile, so over and over, what more can I do? Yeah, but personality. The Prophet said, a beautiful woman is brighter than the stars of heaven. And the lust, he says, the luster of a beautiful woman is brighter than the stars of heaven. What is it that gives her her luster? Just the way she stands, the way she presents herself, the boundless of manners, the softness of her eyes, all of these things. You know, she has a form that is agreeable to our fancy. All men don't like the same type of woman. My nephew like full-figured woman, and that's all he interested in. All of his girlfriends, his wives, before he got divorced, were full-figured, beautiful women. And my other nephew like little tiny women, real tiny. And the other one likes women that are quiet, who don't, eyes don't look at all. Oh, look at me. But we have, according to the Prophet, begin to define all these things for us, as opposed to letting someone else define that for us. Islam?
Yes.
Oh, you got to get a blonde hair, blue eyes, and really doing something, boy. You got to get this kind of woman. She got to look close to that. She got to have something like that, because this is how we in America judge and define what is beautiful. More importantly, above and beyond all of that, the Prophet said, we must learn to love ourselves instead of him. Love yourself. You are the greatest. There is no one greater than you. You are the greatest. And what makes each and every one of us so great is because we're uniquely made and created in a way that we are the only ones that has ever had these physical bodies that you're looking at now. And we will always be the only one. That is so unique about creation. There's only one Ravana baby. Never have been nobody that looked like him that is him. Won't be another one. I don't care if he got a look-alike or a twin. He is the only one.
Right.
And you are the only one. And you are the only one who had that calling. You are. And you heard the calling and you came. What is wrong with proclaiming your free national name? I'll answer that for you. Nothing. What is wrong with claiming your birthrights? I'll answer that for you. Nothing. What is wrong with loving instead of hating? Nothing. I'll answer that for you too. What is wrong with someone teaching you to be yourself?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yes.
What is wrong with practicing love? truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Nothing. My boy. I'm going to have to give you a high five after that. You said the right answer. What is wrong with learning about the life of Jesus 18 years that's missing from your Bible? Nothing. What is wrong for proclaiming your free national name as Moorish American? My boy. Nothing wrong with that. I thank you for listening to the small amount that I know. I can tell you that before I leave, a lot of these young boys, I respect you all very, very much.
Thank you.
I'm trying to say this without getting emotional and getting through this. I looked around, Sister Diane, and I said, what are we going to do with these young boys? And I just decided that the only thing to do with you all is to give you the prophet.
That's right. Well, thank you, brother.
Straight up. Which is more than you would probably get anywhere else.
Right.
Give you a voice so you can be heard. Speak about how this prophet, this great prophet had influence over you. You want to be a better man, a better woman. It took a lot of time, a lot of sacrifices. A lot of times I didn't want to get out of bed.
Right.
I said, I'm not going to leave these young boys because y'all are our future.
That's true.
Ray and I were talking on the phone the other night. Ray asked me how old I was. And when he asked me that, right away, I started thinking, well, how old really am I? Because to me, it seemed like I joined the temple last week. It really does. I'm so enthused about this program here that the prophet brought to us. I'm so enthused. And he said, well, you know, you, Pat and Diane, y'all are getting older, as if he's getting younger. You can't do the same things you used to do. I said, I know. So Rodney is, White Hill is right. We need more to step up. And I'm honored that you think of me as a father-like figure because I try to show that to you all the time. Those of you who are not married, I try to do the best I can. Things that you probably would never be interested to know how and why. It's for you all. To encourage you all to have families, to do the right thing according to the Bible. I'm very proud of you.